Hi everyone, it's Chenzo from Reality Art Pod, here to talk about Episode 0, the launch special for upcoming Challenge 40, Battle of the Eras, titled Eras Only. I decided to cover this because last year the launch special set up a lot of relationships that ended up being really important to the season, and this was no different. Before I dive in, I'll be covering the Challenge 40, and I did a cast assessment video that you can check out in the info card, and in the playlist linked in the description. If you like the content, consider liking and subscribing, but let's dive into it. The episode starts with TJ saying this season is going to have the biggest, scariest challenges ever, and explains that the players will be divided into teams of 4 eras, associating himself with Era 2 because that's when he started, so we'll see if he plays favorites. TJ is joined by Devin and Davon from the Challenge podcast, who I love listening to. They look gorgeous and are 2 people I would have liked seeing on this cast. We start off with the GOAT CT flexing modestly.
I win 2 or 3 of them. 5.
2 people I never thought I'd see chatting are Horacio and Katie, accompanied by a clip show of Katie being iconic and messy. She tells us that her days of fighting are behind her and we shouldn't expect it. Bummer. We are introduced to Era 1 with a montage of their greatest hits and misses, even going out of their way to highlight clips from people who aren't even on the show, which is confusing because people watching this are going to be like, wait, that person's on? They're not. Era 1's Brad says he doesn't have any alliances, but he's drawn to Era 2 Emily's aura in a way that's definitely not platonic, as they edit him basically gooning over her. Emily says when people think of her, they think of how much of a beast she is. I personally think of her and am reminded of some problematicness, but I'm trying, I really am. She says she's living in a van right now. Kara says that Emily inspired her to get fit because Emily flung Kara in an elimination, and now she's come into her own as a big threat. As they're already talking about the Era 2 players, they roll the Era 2 clip show, really showing that this episode, not my recap, is disorganized. This era is portrayed as the era of drunken messiness. Bananas is wearing a banana suit jacket and points out that the girls on his team are stacked, which is true. Darrell and Aviv are reunited. Darrell says Aviv didn't tell him that she was coming, which really points out how not connected she is here in this group. He, of course, is going to try to protect her, but I'm not sure if he can. Laurel and Kara are back together after their complicated arc on All Stars 4, where they left off seeming to find some closure and saying they want to work together on a team, which they now are. Big Beard Brad says Kara plays the victim and he's not a fan of it, and Kellyanne says she has a mixed past with Kara, but now they're good friends. At the time this is filmed, Polly and Kara are still dating, though at the time of my cast reveal, I said that I thought that they'd broken up, so maybe we'll see some of that drama play out on the show. Polly says Kara and Laurel will never be friends and that Laurel is trash. Johnny and Michelle have a mother convention where they seem to attempt to squash some beef from the Challenge USA, where they came for each other. Derek K treats Tony to a friendly booty smack, something you rarely see in 2024. Corey refers to Tony as an enemy, but seems to be kind of cool with Tony, so I don't see why he called him enemy, it seemed pointed. Which leads to an intro to Era 3, which is framed as the era of rivals, exes, and dirty play. It wouldn't be an episode of the challenge without Leroy getting personal content. He gets a video message from Cam and their 2 cute babies. Naya tells us that she's single and not afraid to politic this season. And Ryan says he's not impressed with the new era players, but he is impressed with the content that Derek screenshotted and sent him from Polly's OnlyFans. Era 4 seems to be already pissing people off, cheersing in the middle of the soiree, to the reception of screaming boos from the other eras. They not only feel Era 4 are messy, but they are also physically strong and include strategic powerhouses from social strategy shows like Big Brother and Survivor. Of course, they're highlighting Golden Couple, Horacio and Nerys, who were standouts of the last 2 seasons. Horacio, who tied the single season elimination record in Ride or Dies and almost won his rookie season, and Nerys, who had an incredible endgame underdog arc in season 39. Theo is an ex-Olympian, which I didn't know, self-professed elimination king, previous challenge finalist, father to his son Aries, and single and ready to mingle. Olivia reminds us she's from Alaska, and that she got hit in the face, which still makes me squirm. They touch on the cracks in the Era 4 group, with Olivia having backstabbed Nerys, and now they have to be on the same team together. Michelle says she's been working on fixing this in the off-season, but she's not sure how effective her work has been. Mark says that he's 52, he loves coming back and wearing his Speedo. Now he's a professional wrestler in Boca Raton. Amanda takes to Rachel and Tina, feeling like she's their loyal and dramatic reincarnation, also that she's known as the devil, complete with a montage of her screaming at people. Queen Rachel toasts to the women of the show. Here, Rachel, I went to get a drink to toast to this myself. TJ arrives and gives a little speech, calling them the most solid group of contenders he's ever seen, and I completely agree. He unleashes them on the house, which is a sick house, with huge halls that Darrell says reminds him of Gryffindors from Harry Potter. Devin and Tori, of course, are roommates and are happy to not have bunk beds. CT takes a walk down memory lane, stopping to honor photos of DM on the wall, as he and Derek K get emotional missing her. A true icon. And they laugh about photos of the banana backpack and Brad's meltdown, as the pictures come alive truly just like in Grisendolf's. Leroy points out that Era 3 is missing a player, and they show a blacked out player, and it's obviously Jordan. We know that already. Why try to hide it from us? We know! Tina then refers to herself as old, which really annoys Rachel because she's out here kicking ass to this day, and reminds Tina that they can do it. They pour one out for Veronica, queen of not being there. Tori calls Amanda her arch nemesis with recent arguments on the Challenge USA. Amanda still holds this resentment as well, and Devin is trying to hold the ship together and have them become friends on this team, but Amanda says they'll never be friends. They head to the pool for drinks, fun, Bananas flings Anissa. They start getting naked with a few of the men doing tuck reveals, and I really am glad I don't consider this professional journalism to any degree. Michelle sees Devin doing his tuck and booty tooch, and she has unlocked a new kink. Suddenly, she likes him. Olivia is really eyeing Theo in the pool, and she needs to be sent to horny jail. Bonk. Naya has recovered from blood clots in her lungs from vaping and advocates against vaping. This is a cause I can stand behind. Unproblematic veterinarian Queen Laurel is a great listener and support to Naya. I put a heart emoji in my episode notes. Amanda starts unloading praise on Kara, and these two mend fences and apologize to each other, with Amanda apologizing for saying Kara's horse died because the horse did die. R.I.P. horse.
Kara buried her horse, and I think it's time we bury the hatchet.
The episode ends with Jordan pulling up to complete the Era 3 team. His alibi for tardiness is that he's coming straight from a car race, and that's where we leave off. This was a surprisingly great episode. I wish it was officially labeled as part of the premiere, because I feel like a lot of people skip the launch episode and start with the premiere, but they really covered a lot of relationships, and if you missed it, I hope my video helps you out. I'm really hyped for this season after watching this, and this, more than any other season, feels like an event. So that's all I have to say about this episode. I'll be back next Wednesday to cover the premiere of the Challenge 40. Let me know in the comments what you thought of this episode, and if you liked the video, give me a like, it really helps the channel. I'll be back next week. Until then, have a nice weekend. Bye!